Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Astral Chain. I'm gonna be a little bit less talky today, probably. I think I'm starting to get sick again. But we have some hype stuff ahead, starting with the Homunculus Delta fight. The action is really picking up at this point in the game. Dropping in with this boss, and it's far from the only one we will see on this episode alone. And as I said before, it's my favorite homunculus fight for this reason. This being an axe showcase fight. Like, look at that. You get to just dodge straight through the laser. Or just tank it with the blue shield from the axe. Plus, stuff like the Rising Axe, the Axe Legion's back forward attack is a great launcher. And against this boss, it's great in particular. So you can just get up and lay some damage into the head. So you're like, you come off level and then just air combo. So it mainly just stomps. It does the lateral laser sweep. Fires those explosive landmine pods. And I found out recently you can just bind those to get rid of them. But I usually don't even waste the time. Even if I do accidentally run into one and detonate it, I think it might still be quicker to just tank the damage and continue about my business because you can just tech roll out of the recovery. This is actually why I like this fight. This transition in this phase 2 is really cool. Also, we got him to transition at like 40%. He usually transitions at 60. So we are annihilating this fight. Oh no. It should last, I hope. Yep, that's both of them. They always die at the same time. To be honest, I'm so impressed with the battery life on the Joy-Cons, especially switching between my Switch and my PS4. Like, going from the Joy-Cons to the DualShock 4 is... oh, man. Hopefully, this will last me until the end of the recording and the end of the episode. Low battery warnings are usually pretty generous. At this point in the fight, I like to switch to Sword or Arrow, since it's just more mobile than Arm or Axe Legion, and Beast Legion for this part. Really kind of prohibitive against the Beast Legion on this. Like the other homunculus fights, or homunculi fights, you can... zip over there. You can bind the arms to stun it, and it also has this stun state once it's taken enough damage. We actually didn't even end up having to bind the arms. Tried a few times, but he was too slippery. So yeah, even though phase 1, the camera gets a little fucky, that's not great, but phase 1 is otherwise fine, and then that phase 2 transition and the fight in phase 2 is really fun. It's the first time you get to really mess around with the Axe Legion, and you get to see just how powerful it is, and how much utility it brings. Like, that combination is incredible. Just raw damage and utility. The only thing it really lacks is speed. And that's a deficiency you can absolutely make up for in so many ways. You can play around a slow Legion.
Hey, can you hear me? I followed Jenna through a gate, but what are you doing here? Either way, you've got good timing. You can see that thing from over where you are, right? It's another homunculus. Looks like it's not ready to hatch yet, but it's still absorbing chimeras. I guess Jenna figured it'd be easier to feed if it was closer to the food. Look at the size of that thing. She's obviously got big plans for it. A homunculus that big could be unstoppable. Let's crack that egg before it's too late.
Look how nicely composed this is. We're just gonna ruin that nice composition to center frame this. Get our character out of the frame, too. Honestly, I like the composition more, without zooming in on the camera. Going into, like, first-person view for the shutter. And out here in the Astral Plane. God, that is so pretty. Really gives a little bit of extra vibrance to these Astral Plane sections, and a little bit more variety just in the environments. Take care of you real quick so you don't do anything to us. I don't think they do anything, but they might shoot. Oh, well, I guess that's it. So when it says low battery, it is not messing around. Usually you get way more leeway than that with a low battery warning. Damn it, I really wanted to get through the rest of this recording without having to stop to charge these. Alright. I just gave him a 15-minute charge. Should be enough to at least let me finish out the episode. Should be good to go for another at least 45 minutes, I want to say, for a 15-minute charge. Maybe more, to be honest. So this is one of our new abilities that we've gotten since we picked up the Axe Legion. The ability to detonate these blocks. Also to penetrate some hard shell casings. We've seen some kind of fractured orbs all throughout the game, ever since back in File 1, I think was the first time we saw one. And now we can finally pop those. Luckily, this is not too much of a block sliding puzzle. We're just putting it in its proper place. That spawns this destructible block, which we can blow up with the power surge from the Axe Legion. And that is also teaching you something. Chain reactions.
I lost Jenna's biosignal. She may have already left the Astral Plane. But it looks like she left plenty of tentacles and mini homunculi behind. So be careful.
God, I love looking at the skybox in the Astral Plane. And this is the other big thing about the Axe Legion. This is the Axe Legion's special. Much like how we can slash with the Sword Legion, fire the Arrow Legion's bow manually. This is just a straight-up defensive stance. They can crack the barrier eventually, or just run you out of energy, because every time you block a hit with that stance, it takes a chunk of the gauge. But it's pretty damn good. And then you also get this coming out of it. If you're holding the button and you attack out of it, you get a special, unique attack animation where he plants an explosive in the ground.
These small fries aren't going to stop showing up until we do something about that egg.
This was real goofy timing for that message, my dude. You made all the monsters wait around, and that's super rude. Oh, and it's just a powerhouse. The Axe Legion also has so many good, unique moves and unique sync attacks. On top of its, like, just the on-paper stats of it and the utility. It's so good. There's a very good reason you get it so late in the game. Also, forgot for a while that you could just hop forward to speed that up. That defensive stance is one of the ways I think you're meant to deal with some of Homunculus Delta's attacks. Aside from just like running to the corners for the laser sweeps or perfect dodging, you can also just activate that. But it's really inefficient energy-wise. Especially compared to some of the other plays you can make that are more energy neutral. Let's see. What is the order that we want to do things here? It's just that central pod in the middle of the room. I actually really do love the angle they choose for this room, so you can get a nice big overview of everything. It feels a little bit like them implementing some of the things they played with making Nier Automata. but this is one of the only cases in the game where they mess with your normal camera. For like a fairly regular gameplay section. Every now and then you'll do like a mini game or something where your camera angle is drastically changed to facilitate whatever the game is, like the Lappy minigame. But these are pretty rare. And honestly, given how many problems there are with the game's built-in camera in so many situations, I'm wondering if they maybe should have used some of these less conventional camera angles more often. Either way, we're going to send the Axe Legion forward through the poison gas, detonate this, then call it back to us, and actually could have started moving way earlier. And then just get our way through this. Lurch, lurch, and move onwards towards the hatching homunculus.
Listen up, you two. I've got Jenna's biosignal. She's in Zone 36 and heading east fast. I put out an APB to Neuron, but they've already got their hands full with the homunculi popping up all over.
If Jenna's heading east, then she could be heading right for Neuron HQ. With everybody out, the commander's a sitting duck in there. Olive, get the commander ready to evacuate. I'll be there ASAP.
What? Roger.
I'll leave that big guy up to you. Hurry back to the Ark when you're done. I don't know if I can stop Jenna alone. I'll see you back at HQ.
So all of this is kind of a diversion, so Jenna can finally go and directly assault HQ and go after Yosef. So this is weird because I guess it's more of a mini-boss than a straight-up boss fight. Especially since it doesn't do anything to you directly. Why are you like this? Just had to back off and pan the camera up a little? Yeah. So, destroying the two red outer weak points breaks the shell, so we can just go ham on that yoke. With our very yoked legions. Let's get as much damage in as possible. Just with that. Unleash. Whoops. And then, I think on higher difficulties, way more ads spawn in, but on normal, you can two-cycle this, and that's probably the only ad we will be seeing. This could really do with you just being flooded the whole time. Because otherwise, this is kind of nothing. It is very, very pretty, though. And that explosion of particles is just, good shit. So yeah, kind of a mini-boss. The Unhatched Legion Egg. Or, homunculus egg.
Looks like you fried that egg. We'll get moving once Akira's back. I'll send a chopper for you as soon as you're back on the Ark. Hurry, okay?
So we have to get to the chopper so we can get back to HQ before Jenna just goes and kills everyone. Including poor Lappy.
Jenna.
It's been a while, Yosef.
Jenna, why are you doing this?
Why? You know why. To put an end to this misguided project of yours.
You're the one who's misguided.
No! We can win! We have a future as we are!
Idiot! Cling to your worthless husk, but let the rest of us evolve.
Only
I
I
can
can
save
save
humankind.
It appears talking will get us nowhere. But I will stop you. Whatever it takes!
Is that Blue Evolve?
You're not getting away! We're going to do this the hard way. So, you still don't understand. Well, no matter. I'll deal with him after your salvation is complete.
So we finally have our proper fight against Jenna. And we'll unpack some of that dialogue next time. For now, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, ring the bell, check me out on Patreon and Twitter and Twitch and all that stuff. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.